Hello and welcome. I'm very excited to share a unique tool with you called Notion. Notion can be a challenging app to define. It describes itself as an all-in-one workspace, but I would define it as a supercharged note-taking app that includes traditional text, rich embedded media, database features like tables and custom views for information, and productivity tools like to-do lists, Kanban boards, calendars, and timelines. To use Notion, you'll need to get an account. You can sign up for a free account by visiting www.notion.so and following the sign up link in the upper right-hand corner, then following the instructions. Once you've got an account and logged in, it's time to orient yourself. In the left sidebar, you'll find a list of pages. There are some templates pages here to get started, or you can create your own. Notion uses a unique paradigm for storing your notes, databases, and other data. Let's take a moment now to review how data is structured within Notion before we move on. Notion uses pages to hold every piece of information in the app. That information can also include other pages. Notion doesn't use folders for organization, so embedding pages within pages helps keep a hierarchy of information. The pieces of information on pages are contained within what Notion calls a block. Blocks can include text, links, lists, to-dos, and a wide variety of other types of information. You'll build up a collection of blocks, and probably other pages, as you build a page. The simplest block is text, and you'll create a new one each time you press either Enter or Return, for example. The last important concept to understand is that blocks and pages are flexible. You can change a text block into a to-do block, or you can change a to-do block into a list block. When you change the block type, you won't lose any information and you can always change it back if you need to. Blocks and pages can also be dragged and dropped just about anywhere. Each block has a control menu at the upper left when the mouse cursor hovers over the block to perform these actions. Let's take a moment to consider the benefits and drawbacks of Notion in instructional settings. Benefits of Notion include its flexibility and adaptability to tackle a wide variety of direct instructional uses as well as administrative uses. A robust free plan also allows use in many instructional settings. Finally, it can be used on the web or most operating systems, making it easy to incorporate no matter the available computing devices. However, Notion's unique structure could cause confusion or require specific tool training, which might limit its appeal for instructional uses. Next, let's consider how transformative Notion might be in instructional settings using the SAMR ranking system. The flexibility of Notion means its ranking could fall anywhere within the hierarchy. However, I see most of its instructional uses falling within augmentation or modification. Using Notion for note-taking could fall within augmentation if students are encouraged to embed related media or to build links to related course content. Incorporating collaboration features to build social notes or page publication on the web moves the ranking up toward modification. There are a few other details to consider when thinking about using Notion in instructional settings. Notion has 4 different pricing tiers, ranging from a free plan to an enterprise plan. Most collaboration features require a team or enterprise plan, though some sharing is possible on free plans. Notion also has special educational pricing for individuals and organizations. It may be possible to integrate Notion with an LMS as it offers an API. However, this integration will be entirely custom and likely out of reach for most situations and instructors. And, unfortunately, Notion makes no specific efforts to be accessible. Though it seems to work well out of the box with screen readers and other accessibility tools, Notion makes no guarantees about the accessibility of content. This limitation should be carefully considered if you plan to use Notion in an instructional setting. Let's do a quick demonstration of using Notion for note-taking tasks. I'm going to focus this on an augmentation level in the SAMR ranking system, but what we'll do is we'll just actually use the SAMR ranking as kind of an example. Now, we have here a pretty typical Brightspace page with some really great information, and right now, this is just a substitution. I've just copied some information that I found relevant into this page in Notion. However, one thing that we can do here that we couldn't do on paper is embed the YouTube video. Let's copy that YouTube link, and maybe right here, there we go. Let's embed some video. We've got the link, embed that video. Now, we could also encourage students to do some of their own research. There's some other resources here, or we could search the web for other resources. And we could encourage students to do some of their own research. They could also add a web bookmark. So using that page we were just looking at, they could create this bookmark. And there's options here too as well to add comments and captions, and you can see it's a rich text bookmark. So that's where this moves from beyond a substitution to an augmentation. And that's one brief example of using Notion to enhance note-taking. Finally, it's important to consider the mechanics of integrating Notion into these instructional settings. Notion can be challenging to begin using due to its unique paradigm of information structure. While Notion scales from individual to enterprise uses, there are limits to how it can be scaled if using free plans. Free plans are limited to 5 contributors. Notion also includes a comprehensive help guide and excellent getting started videos, as well as support for individuals on all plans. I hope this brief tutorial has helped you to understand how you could use Notion in instructional settings.